At the start of the drama, we see our bottom male lead, Peach, listening to music while thinking to himself that God gave him only the kind of work he could do alone. He says he became a photographer because he wanted to see the world through his own perspective. But once your name starts appearing among the country's top 10 photographers, the job is no longer easy. Just then, he receives a message about the next day's photo shoot, so the following day, he goes to his company. As soon as he arrives, his sister, Flab, runs over and hugs him. Seeing her, Peach thinks to himself that she is the only person in this entire world he will always love. Then Nutch tells him that without Flab, they would never have been able to book one of the country's top photographers. Peach humbly replies that he is not that great, but Note tells him that he called him many times and never got a reply. Flab explains that her brother only does the work he truly likes. Noach thanks him and tells him that Mr. Rand specifically wanted to work with him. After that, we see Peach doing Rand's photo shoot. During the shoot, Rand receives a call from Tu-won but ignores it. Peach notices this and asks if he is not going to answer the call, adding that if he doesn't like the person, he should simply tell him. On the other side, we meet our top male lead, Thee, who is taking a shower. After he comes out, his butler helps him get dressed, and then his secretary, Moke, tells him about a party. Meanwhile, Peach and all of his colleagues also attend the same party. Peach asks Note about Flab, and Note tells him she was busy with work, so she couldn't come. A little later, Peach goes to the bathroom, where he sees Ran surrounded by several people. Peach walks over, apologizes to them, and says that Ran always acts like this whenever he gets drunk. Just then, Thee arrives. Peach apologizes to him as well before taking Ran away with him. After they leave, Moke asks Thee if they should stop them, but Thee refuses. Once outside, Peach asks Ran why those people came to him. Ran tells him that they offered him a 1 million black card. Then we see a flashback where Moke and a few men approached Ran, handed him the 1 million black card, and told him that their boss wanted to spend the night with him. Back in the present, Peach comforts Ran and tells him not to think too much about it. At that moment, Tu-won arrives, pushes Peach away from Ran, and accidentally injures Peach's hand. Ran immediately asks if Peach is okay and tells Tu-won to wait by the car because he will come in a little while. After Tu-won leaves, Ran apologizes to Peach for Tu-won's behavior. Peach simply tells Ran that he should talk to Tu-won. In the next scene, Peach struggles to open a bottle of water because of the injury on his hand. Just then, Thee walks over and helps him open it. Seeing him there, Peach asks if they have met somewhere before because he looks strangely familiar. Hearing this, Thee smirks and says that it is a very old trick for trying to flirt with someone. Embarrassed, Peach leaves. When he reaches home, Flab asks if he is planning to continue working with Arseny Company. Peach asks if she has ever seen the boss of Arseny. She says no, but she has heard that the boss, Thee, is a mafia leader whose business stretches across foreign countries, and she warns Peach to stay away from him. Hearing this, Peach agrees with her. Meanwhile, Moke gathers all the information about Ran and Peach and gives it to Thee. After reading it, Thee tells Moke to book a restaurant for him. The next morning, while Peach is still sleeping, Moke arrives and tells him to get ready within 15 minutes because their boss wants to have a meal with him. Peach quickly gets ready, and soon we see him having dinner with Thee at a luxurious restaurant. Their table is so large that Peach cannot hear anything Thee is saying, so he drags his chair closer. Watching this, Thee asks if Peach is trying to get closer to him. Peach quickly explains that he is not trying to get close at all. He simply could not hear him from that far away. The two quietly enjoy dinner together. As they leave, Peach sincerely thanks Thee for the meal. Thee looks surprised and asks how someone could become so happy over just one dinner. Peach smiles and replies that it may seem ordinary to him, but he has never eaten such an expensive meal before. The next day, while Peach is busy with another photo shoot, Thee arrives with Moke. As soon as everyone sees them, they become nervous. Thee walks up to Peach, invites him to another party, and then leaves. That night, after dropping Peach home, Thee asks if he is still upset with him. Peach responds by asking what does Thee say whenever he is angry at someone. Staying true to his mafia personality, Thee gives a threatening answer. Peach shakes his head and says that's not what he meant. Then, remembering a scene from a drama, Thee suddenly kneels, gently kisses the back of Peach's hand, and apologizes. Peach is completely shocked and immediately asks, "What are you doing?" Peach helps Thee stand up, and Thee asks if he is still angry with him. Peach tells him that he should never do something like that with anyone. Hearing this, Thee replies, "But you're Peach." Peach patiently explains that if he behaves like that with other people, they might think he is bothering them. Thee then asks what he should do instead. Peach tells him that if he makes a mistake, he should simply apologize. After saying that, Peach goes inside his house. Thea follows him and notices a chair. He asks, "Can I sit here?" Peach immediately asks if he is making fun of his house. Thea sits down anyway. Just then, Peach notices the gun beside him and asks, "Do you even doubt me? Do you think I would do something to you?" Hearing this, Thea reminds Peach that he once asked what the difference between them was. He says, "This is the difference. Do you ever have to carry a gun? I do, because I can't trust anyone." After saying that, Thea drinks a glass of water from the table. Seeing this, Peach asks, "So you don't think I might have mixed something into it?" Thea calmly replies, "But you wouldn't do that." Peach smiles and says, "Don't worry, you can trust me." After that, Peach walks Thea outside to see him off, and Thea leaves with Mock. That night, while Peach is sleeping, he receives a call from Ran and goes out to meet him. On the other side, after Thea finishes taking a shower, his butlers help him get dressed. Thea thanks them, leaving all the servants completely shocked. Mock asks if he learned that from the drama they watched. Thea replies that Mock was watching the same drama with him. In the next scene, we see Peach talking with Mock. Mock asks what he thinks about Thea. Peach says that Thea is incredibly rich and can buy anything he wants with money. Mock replies that even though Thea can buy almost everything, he cannot buy family or love. He also says that they are not allowed to fall in love because love can become their weakness. Hearing this, Peach says that he believes love actually makes people stronger, and maybe he just sees the world differently. In the next scene, Thea arrives at Peach's shooting location and has someone deliver a bouquet of flowers for him. Seeing this, Mock asks if he is not going over personally. Then Thea walks over to Peach anyway. As soon as everyone sees him, they become nervous. Thea asks Peach what he wants to eat today. Peach names a famous Italian restaurant, and Thea quietly leaves. Meanwhile, Peach gives the flower bouquet to Ran because he assumes Thea sent it for him. He even tells Ran to go to dinner with Thea, and Ran agrees. On the other hand, while Thea and Mock are waiting in the car for Peach, Ran suddenly arrives. Thea is completely shocked. After that, the two of them go to the restaurant together. There, Thea asks Ran why he suddenly agreed to have dinner with him today when he acted so differently before. Ran replies that Peach asked him to come. He says Peach is like a brother to him, that he has stayed at Peach's house many times, and that Peach is a genuinely kind person. Hearing this, Thea remembers Peach's words, and then tells Ran, "From today, this restaurant belongs to you, but in the future, never stay at Peach's house again." After saying that, he leaves with Mock, while Ran can only watch them in complete confusion. A little later, Thea arrives at Peach's house with Mock and asks Peach to make him something to eat. Peach cooks noodles for him, and Thea happily eats them. Afterward, Thea says he wants to stay there for the night, but Peach refuses and brings him back to Mock, asking him to take Thea home. So Thea leaves with Mock. In the next scene, Ran tells Peach everything that happened at the restaurant. After listening, Peach says that this kind of behavior is normal for Thea. Ran, however, says that he thinks Thea no longer likes him and has started liking someone else. Meanwhile, Thea is talking to an AI, asking it for tips on how to make Peach fall for him. The next morning, Thea comes to Peach's house, and Peach takes him to a restaurant. There, everything Thea tries to order is unavailable, so Peach ends up placing the order himself. In the following scene, Thea sends lunch for everyone at Peach's company. After that, he calls Peach and tells him to come to him within 3 minutes. Hearing this, Peach quickly rushes over to meet him. In the next scene, Thea is practicing at the shooting range with his gun when Mock arrives and tells him that Peach has already finished his work. Thea tells Mock to let Peach wait a little longer, but Mock reminds him that he was the one who invited Peach to dinner. Instead, Thea asks Mock to practice shooting with him. Mock fires a shot right at the center of the target, but just then, Thea's father arrives and Thea leaves with him. Meanwhile, Mock goes to Peach and tells him that the boss had an urgent matter to handle, so he won't be able to have dinner with him today. Hearing this, Peach feels a little disappointed. Later, he goes to a restaurant to meet Flob. Seeing him there, Flob asks, "Brother, why are you here? Weren't you supposed to have dinner with your friend?" Peach explains that his friend had some important work, so he couldn't make it. On the other side, we see Thea having dinner with his parents. During the meal, his father asks if he has started liking someone. Thea denies it and says that he hasn't forgotten the lessons his father taught him. After dinner, Peach walks with Flob, and she asks if he has signed the contract with Arsenic Group. Peach says no. In the next scene, while Thea is at his company, Mock brings Thea a flower bouquet and tells him that Peach sent it for him. Seeing the bouquet, Thee smiles. Soon after, Thee goes to meet Peach. Peach gives him a small pin, but just then he receives a call and has to leave. After Peach walks away, Thee looks at the pin and smiles to himself. Meanwhile, a new team leader joins Peach's company. As soon as Peach sees him, he remembers the time he caught that same team leader behaving inappropriately with a model during a photo shoot. Back in the present, the team leader begins targeting Peach. Seeing this, Flob gets very angry, but Peach stops her and takes her outside. Once they are outside, Flob asks why he stopped her because if he hadn't, she was about to throw a glass of water at that man. Peach calmly comforts her, and Flob eventually leaves. After she goes, Peach sits alone. Just then, Thee walks over and asks why he is sitting there. Peach replies that he's feeling very angry. Thee hands him a drink and asks if he wants his help. Peach politely refuses and says that he wants to handle this problem by himself. Hearing that, Thee says, "That's fine, but if anything ever happens to you in the future, I want you to think of me first." Hearing those words, Peach smiles. In the next scene, Mock brings Ran and Peach's file to Thee and tells him that the two of them are together right now. Thee immediately asks where that model's boyfriend is. Mock explains that Ran and his boyfriend broke up a few days ago. Hearing this, Thee says that's why Ran keeps sticking so close to Peach. It becomes clear that Thee is feeling very jealous of Ran. On the other hand, Peach visits an orphanage to meet a little boy. The next day, while Peach and Ran are waiting for the elevator, Ran says he is hungry. Peach gives him his own snack. Seeing this, Ran jokingly says that if neither of them finds anyone in the future, they should just marry each other. Peach smiles and the two walk away together. At the same time, Thee arrives there with Mock and overhears their conversation. Feeling jealous, he asks Mock what nonsense they were talking about, because he clearly doesn't like seeing them together. Later, we see Peach doing a photo shoot for Ran and Tuan. After the shoot, while Peach is sitting and resting, Thee comes over and gets upset with him because of what he overheard earlier. Peach simply smiles and explains that he and Ran were only joking. In the next scene, we see Thee and Peach dancing together in the rain. The next morning, Peach wakes up to the sound of his phone alarm, but he is shocked to see 3 butlers standing in front of him. One of them politely tells him that the bathtub is ready and he can go take a bath. Peach says there's no need for that because he can manage everything himself, then walks into the bathroom. As soon as he sees it, he is completely stunned because the bathroom is even bigger than his entire house. After taking a bath, one of the butlers brings him a fresh set of clothes, but Peach asks for his old clothes instead, and they bring them to him. Meanwhile, Thee is waiting for him at the breakfast table. When Peach arrives, he says he wants to talk to him, but Thee first asks him to have breakfast. Peach quickly eats a piece of bread, then takes Thee to the rooftop and says that it was too dark last night for him to notice how huge his house really is. Thee jokingly asks if Peach wants him to tear the house down and make it smaller. Peach replies that the difference between them is just too big. Thee then asks if they should try getting to know each other better. He says that if Peach feels uncomfortable around such a huge mansion, he also owns a smaller apartment where they can stay instead. Peach refuses and explains that he was only surprised and that he actually likes knowing that Thee knows how to care for someone. Hearing that makes Thee smile. After that, Peach takes Thee to his workplace where he introduces him to his aunt. While Peach is taking Thee's photos, he notices that Thee never smiles, so he asks him to smile for the camera. Thee gives him a very awkward smile instead. While they are sitting together, Peach's aunt comes over and tells them that their model got injured and can no longer do the photo shoot. As soon as she sees Thee, she asks if he can become the model instead. Peach also requests him to help. Thee says that if his father ever finds out about this, Peach might never be able to do another photo shoot. Peach tells him not to worry because he will hide his face during the shoot. Thee finally agrees, and Peach completes the photo shoot with him. After the work is finished, Peach's aunt offers Thee payment, but he refuses to take it, so Peach accepts the money instead. Later, while they are sitting together, Peach asks why he refused the payment. Thee calmly replies that the money is only enough to buy a single pack of tissues for him. Peach is completely shocked by that answer. He then takes Thee outside and tells him that today he will show him just how many things that amount of money can actually buy. They visit many different places together and spend a wonderful day enjoying each other's company. That night, while they are in the room, Peach's aunt brings them some clothes, which they both accept before going to take a bath. Looking at the bathroom, Thee asks if he is really supposed to bathe there, and Peach says yes. Then Thea asks Peach to help him brush his teeth, and Peach helps him. Later, while Peach is in the room, he suddenly hears Thea scream. He quickly runs over and chases away a cockroach. At that moment, Thea steps out of the bathroom without wearing a bathrobe, leaving Peach completely shocked. Peach notices Thea's tattoo and asks if it hurt a lot when he got it. Thea calmly replies that he is already used to that kind of pain. Later, while they are sitting together again, Thea thanks Peach for everything and tells him that he truly enjoyed spending the day there. In the next scene, Mock brings Thea a project file. After looking through it, Thea asks why Peach's name is not included in the project. Mock explains everything about the new team leader, and Thea tells him to handle the situation. On the other side, Nooch goes to Plob and tells her that their team leader has suddenly disappeared, as if he never even existed. Plob is left completely shocked. Meanwhile, Peach asks Thea not to do anything against the team leader, but instead, Thea orders Mock to blacklist him from the entire industry. In the next scene, while Peach is walking away, the team leader suddenly appears and tries to hurt Peach. At that very moment, Thea arrives and shoots the team leader with his gun. In the next scene, we see Peach lying on a hospital bed. When he wakes up, Thea comes to him and asks if he is okay. Peach says yes. Just then, a nurse walks in, and Thea asks about Peach's condition. The nurse tells him that Mr. Peach is completely fine now. Even after hearing that, Thea asks if she is absolutely sure, and whether Peach will have any problems in the future. Seeing how worried Thea is for him makes Peach feel really touched, and he becomes emotional. Noticing this, Thea asks if something is wrong or if he did something to upset him, but Peach says no. Later, after Peach is discharged from the hospital, he heads home with Thea. On the way, Peach receives a call from Flab and starts talking to her. In the next scene, Thea tells Peach that while he was talking to his sister on the phone, he overheard that Peach was not in a relationship. Peach replies that he does not have time for a relationship, and besides, he is always with Thea anyway. Hearing that makes Thea smile. Later, while Thea is trying to play Peach's hand instrument, he plays it very badly. Peach laughs and asks if he is interested in music. Thea says no and tells him that right now he is more interested in Peach. He wants to know everything Peach likes. Peach smiles and says that they should get to know each other better. After that, we see several heartwarming moments of them happily spending time together and enjoying each other's company. That night, Thea comes to Peach's house. He notices Peach's packed luggage along with a travel ticket and immediately gets upset, asking if Peach is planning to leave him. He even says that as long as he does not allow it, Peach cannot leave him. Peach just smiles and explains that he is only going on a vacation. Hearing that leaves Thea completely embarrassed. He quickly asks if he should book a private jet for Peach because he cannot think of anything less than that. Then he tells Peach that he has an important meeting the next day, so he cannot go with him. Peach asks whenever he invited him to come along. Hearing that, Thea says those words have broken his heart. Even if he cannot go with Peach, he still wants to be able to see him. Peach smiles and says that hearing those words makes him feel very safe. The next day, Peach leaves for his trip and keeps sending photos of the places he visits to Thea, making him smile every time he sees them. Just then, Thea's brother walks in and asks why he is smiling so much, but Thea does not tell him anything. In the next scene, Thea visits the company where he harshly scolds Flab during her photo shoot and tells her that if Peach were there instead, he would have done a much better job. Later, Flab tells Peach everything and also mentions that the new photographer has been asking for his phone number. Peach tells her to go ahead and give it to him before ending the call. In the next scene, Thea comes to meet Peach. While they are sitting together on a boat, Thea asks if it would be crossing the line if he ever wanted to kiss him. Peach replies that it would not if he asked for permission first. Hearing that, Thea asks if he can kiss him, and then he gently kisses Peach. Later, we see Thea watching a movie when he remembers the moment he kissed Peach. In the flashback, after the kiss, Peach gently pulls away and apologizes to him. On the other hand, Peach is also thinking about that same kiss. He then calls Flab and talks to her about it. Meanwhile, Thea comes to Peach with a glass of water and hands it to him, saying that he knows Peach probably wants to throw it in his face. Hearing that makes Peach smile, and he asks Thea to take a walk with him on the bridge. Of course, Thea happily agrees. Then we see the two of them sitting together by the beach. Thea asks if Peach is really sure he does not want to throw the water in his face, and if not, then what does he actually want? Peach tells him that he does not hate him, he was simply surprised at that moment. Thee then asks if he should consider that kiss a goodbye kiss. Peach remembers what Flab told him after he confessed about the kiss, where she encouraged him to move forward. Back in the present, Peach tells Thee that they should give it a try. Hearing those words makes Thee smile, and the two of them begin enjoying their time together by the sea. Meanwhile, Mock also arrives there with Rome. A staff member tells him that Mr. Thee is there as well. Thee's brother, Rome, asks if he came with someone, and the staff confirms that he did. At that moment, Thee is kissing Peach when Mock and Rome arrive. After seeing them together, Rome secretly takes a photo. Seeing them there makes Thee angry at Mock. Later, Thee goes to Peach and asks if his brother caused him any trouble, but Peach says no. After that, the four of them spend some quality time together. While Peach and Mock are sitting together, Mock tells him about Thee's past. He reveals that today is both brothers' birthday, but their family has never celebrated it. Hearing that, Peach realizes that Thee's life was never as easy as it seemed. Mock becomes sad because he has feelings for Thee's brother. In the next scene, Rome asks Peach if he has truly thought it through, and if he is sure he wants to stay with Thee. Peach confidently says yes. Later, Peach brings 2 small cakes for them and wishes both brothers a happy birthday. After that, the 4 of them spend a wonderful time together. The next day, everyone returns from the trip. Thee drops Peach off at his house and asks if he can come inside, but Peach refuses because Flab is at home. Then, Thee leaves. The following day, when Peach arrives at work, Thee brings him a bouquet of flowers and asks if he likes it. Peach says yes. Then, Thee smiles and asks if Peach likes the person standing in front of him as well. Later, while Peach is in his office, he receives a call from his ex-girlfriend who invites him to join her company. On the other side, while Thee is sitting in his office, Peach brings him a cup of coffee. Thee asks him to go on a dinner date that night, and Peach happily agrees. However, after receiving a phone call, Peach tells Thee that he cannot go on the date anymore. Just then, Mock arrives to call Thee for a meeting. Peach tells Thee to come back after finishing the meeting before leaving. That night, we see the two of them together in a dark room filled with countless photos of their memories together. There, they share another romantic kiss. The next day, Peach is shocked when he sees the ownership papers for a villa. Just then, Thee calls him and Peach immediately gets angry, asking if he has gone crazy because there's no way he can take care of such a huge villa. Thee calmly explains that the villa holds so many precious memories of the two of them, so he decided to transfer it into Peach's name. While they are still talking, Peach receives a message from his ex-girlfriend, so he ends the call and starts chatting with her instead. In the next scene, Peach is sitting alone when Flab comes over and says that she no longer wants to work because she is completely exhausted. She jokingly asks if he has a boyfriend and whether he is rich. Peach replies that no, he only has enough money for the two of them to get by. After Flab leaves, Peach smiles to himself and says that Thee actually has so much money that it would be more than enough for them for a lifetime. The next morning, while Peach is still sleeping, Thee comes to his house and calls out to him. Peach wakes up and goes to meet him. Seeing Peach wearing very little clothing, Thee comments that he is once again dressed like that. Peach laughs and tells him that he is not wearing those clothes to show anyone, and that Thee is the only one who keeps showing up at his house so early in the morning. Hearing that makes Thee smile. Just then, Flab calls out to Peach, so Peach quickly hides Thee inside the bushes. After Flab leaves, Thee comes out covered in leaves, creating a very funny moment. Later, while they are talking together, Thee asks when Peach plans to tell his sister about their relationship. At that moment, Flab starts coming back again, so Peach quickly hides Thee under a blanket. Flab enters the room, picks up her file, and leaves without noticing anything. After she is gone, Peach gives Thee a gift with his name written on it. Thee loves the gift. In the next scene, Thee sits in his office quietly staring at the gift, and Mock becomes confused seeing him act like that. On the other hand, Nutch looks very worried. Note asks what happened, and Nutch explains that the next meeting will be held in the conference room. Flab says she will inform Peach about it. Note asks why the meeting is being held there, and Nutch explains that the company's boss will also be attending. Hearing that makes everyone nervous. During the meeting, while Peach is giving his presentation, Thea cannot stop looking at him. Then he secretly sends Peach a message, but it suddenly appears on the large presentation screen. Peach quickly turns off his phone in embarrassment. Later, Thea asks Peach to have dinner with him, but Peach refuses, making Thea upset. Then Peach leaves. Afterward, he talks with Flab, who tells him that he should choose the person he truly wants, but he should make sure it is someone he will never regret choosing in the future. After hearing her advice, Peach goes back to Thea and agrees to have dinner with him. Thea becomes very happy and rests his head on Peach's lap. At that moment, Peach tells Thea about his ex-girlfriend and explains that she has been asking him to join her company. He said he wanted to tell Thea himself because he did not want him to hear it from someone else. In the next scene, Thea asks Mock to gather all the information about Peach's ex-girlfriend. Mock warns him that Peach will be angry if he finds out, but Thea replies that he trusts Peach completely, he just doesn't trust other people. While they are sitting and talking, Peach shares his past with Thea and reveals that he started working when he was only 18 years old. Hearing that, Thea promises that he will never hurt Peach and that he will always take care of both him and his sister. That night, after returning home, Thea thanks Peach for taking him there and says he really enjoyed the visit. Then he asks Peach if he ever wants to marry him, whose permission he should ask first, his mother's or Flab's. Hearing that makes Peach smile. Later, while they are lying together, Thea suddenly moves closer to Peach. Peach looks into his eyes and tells him that he never realized how beautiful they are. Hearing those words, Thea gently kisses him, and the two of them spend the rest of the night together. The next day, Peach was standing in a hotel lobby when his ex-girlfriend arrived with her company's boss, Touch. She introduced the two of them, and after seeing them together, Thea quietly walked away. Touch then offered Peach a job at his company, but Peach politely told him that he was already working with another company. When Touch asked if it was the Arsenic Group, Peach confirmed it. Touch smiled and said that it was fine because he could wait for him. After that, Peach got into Thea's car and asked if he had been waiting for too long. Hearing that, Thea became upset, but Peach quickly calmed him down. Thea then admitted that the way Touch was looking at Peach made it seem like he wanted to eat him. Peach laughed and replied that Touch couldn't possibly eat him because he's a human being. Thea then playfully said, "But I've already eaten you," leaving Mock completely shocked. Embarrassed, Peach told him that he couldn't say things like that so casually. That night, while Mock was sitting alone, Thea walked over and asked what he was doing. Mock congratulated him on his relationship, and Thea replied that if Mock was happy for him, then he also wanted to see Mock happy. The next day, when Peach arrived at the company with Ran, Nooch introduced them to Tuan and Touch. Later, Peach met Thea for lunch. While they were eating together, Thea asked if he should make their relationship public. Peach replied that he didn't care what other people thought, but he only cared about one person. If Plob found out about their relationship from someone else, she would be deeply shocked. Thea told him not to worry and promised that he would also try to be a good brother. The following day, as Peach arrived at the company, someone suddenly pulled him into the restroom. It was Thea, who immediately kissed him before asking if he had been scared. Peach told him not to do something like that again, and Thea agreed, promising that he would never repeat it. The two of them then left together, but after they were gone, Note walked out of one of the restroom stalls and was left completely shocked after seeing everything. Later, while Peach was doing Ran's photo shoot, something got into Ran's eye, so Peach walked over to help remove it. At that moment, Tuan arrived and misunderstood the situation, thinking the two of them were being intimate. Furious, he rushed over and started attacking Peach. Suddenly, the lights went out, and when they came back on, Tuan had disappeared. Thea then took Peach away with him. Later, when they were alone, Peach asked if he had done something to Tuan. Thea denied it and said that he had only thrown him out of the company. Peach replied that when they first met, Thea wasn't like this and that he had changed. Thea answered that if he were still the same person he used to be, he would have made Tuan disappear from the world completely. Meanwhile, Note revealed Peach and Thea's relationship to everyone. Soon after, both of them were sitting in front of Plob, who directly asked if they were really dating each other. Thea confidently admitted that they were. That night, Peach went to Thea's house with him. Thea told his bodyguards not to follow them because they wanted to be alone, then took Peach to his room. Looking around, Peach asked if it was Thea's room. Smiling, Thea replied, "No, this is our room." Peach smiled warmly, and the two of them happily spent time together. Outside the room, Mock arrived and told the bodyguards that he needed to discuss something important with the boss, but despite his request, the bodyguards refused to let him inside. The next morning, Mock told Thee that he needed to discuss something important with him. However, Thee replied that he was already dealing with a problem because if Peach saw the huge breakfast that had been prepared, it would not be good. Just then, Peach arrived, and Thee immediately took him away, leaving Mock looking worried. Later, Peach and Thee were having breakfast together when Thee asked if he had slept well the previous night. Peach said yes, so Thee asked for the key to his apartment. Confused, Peach asked why he needed it. Thee explained that he wanted to move all of Peach's belongings into his house because Peach had just admitted that he slept better there. He wanted Peach to live with him from now on. Hearing that, Peach replied that they had only just started dating, so it was too soon to move in together. Thee started getting down on one knee, but Peach quickly stopped him, warning that if he knelt down, he would never forgive him. Smiling, Thee sat back in his chair. At that moment, Peach received a message from Flab informing him that Tuon's family had fled the country. Shocked, Peach asked Thee if he was responsible for it. Thee admitted that he was, but promised that he would never do anything Peach disliked. Just then, Peach received a call from his mother. Thee asked what had happened, and Peach replied that something was wrong. Thee wanted to go with him, but Mock reminded him about his important meeting. Peach told Thee to attend the meeting first and assured him that he would call if anything serious happened. Thee agreed and promised to pick him up as soon as the meeting was over. After Peach left, Thee entered the elevator, where Ran confronted him and asked if everything that happened to Tuon was his doing. Thee coldly replied that after everything Tuon had done, there was no way he was going to let him off. Ran immediately dropped to his knees and begged Thee to spare Tuon. At that moment, Peach arrived and took Ran away. Once they reached the rooftop, Peach revealed that he and Thee were in a relationship. Hearing this, Ran apologized, but Peach reassured him and promised to speak to Thee on his behalf. Later, both of them met Thee, who angrily told Ran that if Peach had been upset with him, he would never have forgiven Ran. Peach quickly reminded Thee that Ran was already terrified of him. Thee calmly replied that there was only one person in his heart. Ran smiled after hearing that, and when Thee asked why he was smiling, Peach requested that he help Tuon instead. Since it was his boyfriend's request, Thee immediately agreed. Later, Thee dropped Peach off at his house. As Thee and Mock were leaving, Touch was secretly watching them. He suddenly attacked them, leading to a fight between Touch, Thee, and Mock. The following day, Thee's parents arrived at his house. Just as Peach arrived, the bodyguards pointed their guns at Peach, but Mock quickly stopped them. Everyone then gathered inside the house, where Thee's mother told him that she wanted to speak with Peach privately. Thee's father took him away, while his mother talked with Peach and immediately grew fond of him. At the same time, Thee's father asked if Peach was just his friend. Thee shook his head and proudly admitted that Peach was his boyfriend. His father smiled happily and said that he was glad Thee had finally found his true life partner. Afterward, everyone enjoyed dinner together, and Thee's mother even asked Peach to call her mom, which he happily did. Later that night, while Peach and Thee were standing on the rooftop, Peach asked what his father had said to him. Thee shared their entire conversation, and the two of them kissed. After that, Peach met with Thee's father, who asked if he was truly certain that he wanted to spend his life with Thee, because being with him would never be easy. Peach confidently replied that he would stay by Thee's side no matter what. His answer made Thee's father smile with approval. Later, Peach went to Thee's room, where Thee asked him to teach him how to use a gun. Peach agreed, and that night, the two of them spent the night together. The next morning, Peach was sleeping when he suddenly woke up after hearing a loud noise. As he walked outside, he was shocked to see that Thee and Mock were moving not only all of his belongings, but practically his entire house as well. Peach immediately asked Thee what he was doing. Thee calmly replied that he had thought everything through and that after they got married, Peach would be living with him anyway. Hearing that left Peach completely speechless. In the next scene, Peach officially moved into Thee's house. Seeing them together, Mock smiled warmly, but just then, Thee's brother arrived and asked what he was doing there. Mock smiled back and asked when he had returned. Meanwhile, Peach told Thee that he planned to visit his old house the next day because he still hadn't talked to Flab about everything. Thee immediately offered to go with him, and Peach agreed. The following day, Peach brought coffee for everyone at the company. At the same time, Thee, Mock, and Flab were secretly preparing a marriage proposal for Peach. Later, Flab accompanied Thee and Peach to visit Peach's mother, who instantly grew fond of Flab. In the next scene, Thea finally proposed to Peach. Peach happily accepted, and the two of them shared a heartfelt hug. Later, while they were sitting together, Peach admitted that when they first met, he had been terrified of Thea. He never imagined that the same mafia boss would one day propose to him. Smiling gently, Thea promised that he would always take care of Peach. After that, the story moved to their wedding day, where they exchanged rings and promised to stay by each other's side for the rest of their lives. They embraced each other, and just then, two children ran over and called Thea Dad because he had adopted both of them. That night, Thea and Peach shared a romantic dance. Peach thanked Thea for coming into his life, but Thea replied that he should be the one saying thank you because he was the lucky one to have met Peach. They kissed lovingly and continued kissing all the way to their room. However, just as they were about to become even more intimate, their two children suddenly walked in and asked if they could sleep with them. The story ended with all four of them sleeping together as one happy family. In the final scene, Thea purchased a company under both his and Peach's names. During the company's opening ceremony, the host asked Thea how far he wanted to take the business in the future. Thea confidently replied that as long as he was there, he would continue leading the company to even greater heights. In the next scene, Peach plays his musical instrument and tells us that the things he used to do alone are now things they do together. After that, we see several sweet moments of them enjoying their 6-month honeymoon vacation. In the following scene, Thea puts their two children to sleep by telling them a bedtime story, and then we see them spending a relaxing moment together in the bathtub. Later, while Thea is tying his necktie, Peach says, "Honestly, you look much more handsome without a tie." Hearing that, Thea immediately takes off his tie and says, "If you want, I'll stop wearing ties completely." Peach smiles and asks, "But then how will you attend your meetings?" They both smile, and then they share a kiss. In the next scene, when Thea wakes up, he finds Peach sleeping with his head resting on his chest. Looking at him, Thea jokingly says, "Out of all the pillows, did you really choose my chest to sleep on?" Then he takes off his shirt, puts it around a pillow, and goes to take a bath. Afterward, he prepares breakfast for their two children. Just then, Peach walks over and asks, "Is today a special day?" Hearing that, Thea is shocked because he can't believe he forgot such an important day. We then see the entire house decorated with the number 3.33, meaning it has been exactly 3.33 years since their marriage. Even their dining plates are decorated with the same theme. In the next scene, Peach talks to Ran on the phone, and later we see him practicing self-defense with Thea. Thea teaches him how to defend himself so he can stay safe. And after that, he even teaches Peach how to shoot a gun. Later, Thea notices that Peach has been missing his camera very much. Because of that, Thea gives him permission to return to work and asks, "When are you leaving?" Peach replies, "I'll leave in 2 days," leaving Thea completely shocked. When the day finally arrives, Peach is about to leave when Thea walks over, hugs him tightly from behind, and asks him not to go. Peach sprays his perfume on Thea and says, "This way, you'll feel like I'm still with you," before leaving. After Peach is gone, Thea becomes lonely. Just then, Muck arrives with his brother. On the other side, while Peach is working on a photo shoot, Ran asks him about his relationship with Thea. Peach simply replies, "As long as Thea is with me, everything is fine." Meanwhile, Thea is sitting quietly when his daughter comes over and says, "Daddy, if you miss Dad, then just call him," before walking away. After she leaves, Thea calls Peach and awkwardly says, "It's not like I was missing you or anything." Hearing that, Peach smiles. They chat for a while before Peach says he has to get back to work and ends the call. We then see Peach finishing his photo shoot. After the work is done, Ran asks him to become his photographer again, but Peach politely refuses. As Peach prepares to leave, Ran and Tuan help him load his luggage into the car, and then he heads home. At the same time, Thea, Flob, and their two children are waiting outside for Peach to arrive. The moment Peach gets there, Thea quickly hugs him. After that, we see everyone happily enjoying dinner together. The next day, while Thea is at his office, his new assistant, Mira, arrives. Muck is surprised to see that the new assistant is a woman and apologizes to Thea because he had no idea. Just then, Flob arrives and Mira grabs her by mistake. Seeing this, Thea explains that Flob is actually his sister, and Mira immediately apologizes to her. That night, Thea and Peach drop off Muck at his brother's place. Before leaving, Thea jokingly tells them not to sleep in separate rooms and drives away with a smile. In the next scene, during an important meeting, Thea's father arrives. After the meeting ends, Thea's younger brother leaves the room looking very angry, and Muck follows him outside. Seeing this, Peach becomes worried. Just then, Thea walks over and Peach asks what happened. Thea explains that his younger brother is being chosen as the new leader of Arseni. Later that night, while they are alone in their room, Thea sadly tells Peach, "I failed. As the older brother, I should have handled all these responsibilities, but now he has to carry them instead." Peach gently comforts him and says, "It's okay. You're already a wonderful person." And the two share a loving kiss. In the next scene, we see a flashback from 7 years ago, where Thea is playing in the water with his younger brother. Moke tells them to get out of the water quickly, but Thea and his brother grab Moke and throw him into the water as well, and the three of them happily enjoy their time together. Back in the present, Moke tells Thea's brother to come out of the water, but someone suddenly grabs him, and it turns out to be Thea. Surprised to see him there, his brother asks, "Brother, what are you doing here?" Thea replies, "Why are you running away from your problems?" His brother answers, "I'm not running away. I just need some time to think." Seeing them talking privately, Moke and Peach quietly leave. Then, we watch Thea and his brother continue their conversation. Thea apologizes, and his brother asks what he is apologizing for. Thea says that as the older brother, he should have taken over Arsenic and the entire company himself. He also tells him that if he does not want to become the new leader, that is completely fine, because he has already talked to Peach about it. We then see a flashback from the previous night, where Thea asks Peach, "What would you do if I became the new leader of Arsenic?" Peach replies, "I'll work even harder so I can teach self-defense." Back in the present, Thea's brother tells him, "You're refusing to become Arsenic's leader because of Peach, aren't you?" Thea admits that it is true and says, "You already know what kind of work we do." His brother smiles and says, "Looks like before I leave, I should return your assistant, Moke, back to you." In the next scene, while Peach is with Thea, Thea tells him about his past and explains how he and his brother first met Moke and how they used to spend many happy moments together. Back in the present, Peach gently tells Thea, "Don't worry, I'll always stay by your side." In the following scene, we see Moke and Mira practicing gun shooting together. Moke explains one of Arsenic's bodyguards' rules, saying that Arsenic bodyguards are not allowed to fall in love. Just then, Peach arrives and tells Mira, "That's not true. Moke couldn't even stop himself from falling in love, and now he's telling you this? You have every right to love someone." The next day, Thea drops Peach at his workplace. Just then, Flab arrives and hugs Peach. Peach asks why she has not been visiting home for such a long time, and Flab replies that the house is simply too far away. Thea immediately tells her to buy a new car, and after that, she leaves. In the next scene, Peach finishes his coffee and is about to leave when Thea asks why he found work at another company. Then Thea tells him to go with Moke, and Peach agrees before walking toward the car. However, when he gets there, he realizes that Thea has disguised as Moke and has come to drop him off himself. Peach smiles and says, "Did you really think I wouldn't recognize you?" Hearing that, Thea is completely shocked, and Peach walks away. While Peach is working, a young man comes to him and returns the camera that Peach had lent him a long time ago. Peach then asks if he would like to become his assistant, and the young man happily accepts. Meanwhile, Thea is traveling in the car with Moke and Mira when he receives a message from Peach saying that he wants to talk to him. Peach also sends him a photo with that young man, making Thea instantly jealous. That night, while Thea is working, Peach comes to him and asks if he has time the next day because Ran has invited them to dinner. Thea agrees, and then they start talking about the photo. The following day, Thea, Peach, and Flab meet Ran for dinner. Ran and Flab exchange smiles as if they have secretly planned something together. Then Flab brings a guitar from the car and begins singing a song that Peach had written. After hearing it, Thea asks Peach, "Did you write this song for me?" Peach nods yes and finally confesses that he loves him very much. Thea smiles warmly, tells Peach that he loves him just as much, and the two of them share a sweet kiss. In the next scene, Peach is standing on the balcony looking up at the stars when Thea walks over and asks, "Which stars are you looking at?" He gently kisses Peach on the cheek and asks him to sing the song he wrote. Hearing that, Peach says, "But I don't know how to sing." Thea smiles and replies, "I know you can. Actually, you sing very well." After Thea insists a little more, Peach finally starts singing the song. Listening to him, Thea smiles warmly, and the two lovingly gaze into each other's eyes. In the next scene, while Peach is sleeping, he suddenly wakes up in fear after having a nightmare. Thea immediately asks what happened and whether he had a bad dream. Peach tells him about his nightmare, so Thea comforts him, holds him tightly in his arms, and tells him to go back to sleep. Peach soon falls asleep again. As Thee watches him sleeping, he thinks that it is finally time to tell Peach and Flab the truth. In the next scene, he gives Peach a file containing his mother's death certificate and all of his father's records. Peach is completely shocked after seeing it. Later, he tells Flab everything. Flab says, "Brother, I don't feel anything. I'm neither sad nor happy." Peach replies, "When Thee first told me, I didn't feel anything either." After that, the three of them decide to visit their mother's grave. In the following scene, Peach and Flab arrive at their mother's gravesite while Thee and Mock leave them alone and sit somewhere nearby to talk. During their conversation, Mock becomes very upset with something Thee says and walks away. While he is standing near the car having a drink, he suddenly hears the sound of gunfire. Meanwhile, Mira protects Peach and Flab from the attackers, and Mock quickly joins the fight. Then he asks Mira, "If you're here, then who's protecting Thee?" Hearing that, everyone is shocked. On the other side, we see Thee surrounded by several armed men, but he fights them off with great skill. Just as one of the attackers is about to shoot him, Mock jumps in front of Thee and takes the injury on his hand. At that moment, Thee's younger brother Chain arrives and shoots the attacker, leaving Thee completely shocked. The next scene shifts to the hospital, where Mock has been admitted for treatment. Meanwhile, Thee is sitting quietly when Peach comes over, hugs him, and tells him not to blame himself for everything that happened today. In the next scene, Thee meets his younger brother and angrily scolds him for killing that man, causing his brother to storm away in frustration. That night, Peach applies medicine to Thee's injuries and gently explains that his brother did nothing wrong. After talking, the two share a sweet kiss. The following morning, Thee's brother says good morning only to Peach and completely ignores Thee because he is still upset with him. Later, Peach encourages Thee to make things right. In the next scene, Thee visits his younger brother and sincerely apologizes for his actions. His brother also apologizes, and the two brothers finally reconcile. From a distance, their boyfriends quietly watch the emotional moment before Mock and Peach walk away. That night, everyone enjoys dinner together, spending wonderful time with one another. Afterward, Peach and Mock make a plan to have even more fun together before it is finally time for everyone to leave. In the next scene, while Thee and Rome are setting up camp, Thee gets annoyed with Rome because he wants to spend some private time alone with Peach. He even teases Rome by showing off his wedding ring. Meanwhile, Mock tells Peach that even if Peach had never entered Thee's life, Mr. Thee still would not have been chosen as Arsenic's next leader because he is simply too kind-hearted for that position. Peach asks, "So Dad had always planned for Rome to become Arsenic's next leader?" Mock nods and tells him not to think about it too much. On the other side, Thee and Rome spend some quality time talking together. Rome asks, "Is becoming Arsenic's leader really that difficult?" Thee replies that it is. Hearing that, Rome says, "Brother, why are you scaring me? You could have just said it isn't that hard. I don't even know when I'll get another chance to spend time with you like this." Thee smiles and tells him, "Whenever you need my help, just tell me. I promise I'll always stand by your side first." The two brothers seal their promise with a pinky promise, vowing to always support each other. Later that night, while Thee is being affectionate with Peach, Rome watches them with an amused expression and tries to do the same with Mock, but Mock immediately walks away. After that, Thee shows Peach the stars through a telescope, where he has arranged a constellation to form Peach's sketch. Amazed, Peach asks, "When did you prepare this for me?" Thee smiles and replies, "Creating a constellation for you is nothing. Whatever you want, I'll bring it to you." Peach smiles happily, and all four couples enjoy spending wonderful time together with their partners. The next day, Thee and Peach return home, where their two children are excited to see them. Thee and Peach make a video call with Mock and Rome so the children can talk to them, making everyone happy. That night, Thee is watching information about the Me and Thee series on his laptop when Peach arrives. Thee invites him to watch it together. The following day, we see the filming set of Me and Thee. While the actors are performing their scenes, Thee keeps criticizing their acting and constantly points out different flaws, making Peach smile as he watches. In the next scene, while Thee is explaining a bed scene to the actors, Peach suddenly becomes jealous and loudly shouts, "Cut!" The director immediately replies, "But I haven't even started filming yet." Hearing that, Peach feels completely embarrassed. Later, as they are leaving, Thee gently explains that nothing is happening the way Peach imagined and says, "I only love you." Peach smiles and replies, I trust you. I was just feeling jealous because I'm not used to seeing you with someone else. Hearing that, Thee lovingly looks at him. In the next scene, Peach asks Ron and Ton to act in his series. After a lot of convincing, they finally agree. However, during filming, they fail to perform even a single scene properly, leaving Thee extremely frustrated by their acting. Later, Ron says, I have an idea, and the scene cuts. In the following scene, Peach is giving an interview, while we also see many happy moments shared by everyone. Later, while Peach is looking at one of Thee's photos, Thee walks over carrying a beautiful bouquet of flowers. In the next scene, Thee and Peach are happily giving autographs to fans because Me and Thee has become a huge success. We also hear Ron's words where he tells them, this series is the script of your real life, so no one could have played these roles better than the two of you. Afterward, Rome and Mock congratulate them on the success of the series and apologize for missing their fan meeting. Finally, during another interview, Thee is asked, would you like to turn Me and Thee into a reality show? Arsenic's fans would absolutely love it. Without hesitation, Thee smiles and refuses, saying, no, Peach belongs only to me and he'll stay by my side. Hearing that, Peach looks at him with a warm smile, and with this adorable moment, the sweet series comes to a beautiful end.